Ian Martin and Kate Constable in Hoffman Estates, Illinois at the Sears Center for the quarterfinals of the Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament, where Iowa just fell to Nebraska by 15 points to the 2-seeded Huskers. Kate, it was a close game early in the first half. Iowa went on an 8-1 run, had an early lead, and then what changed, allowing Nebraska to end the first half on an 8-0 run?
Well, ending the half, Iowa didn't score for the last 5 minutes, and early in the half they were shooting really well, and I think they started to rely on their outside shooting a little bit, and that stopped them from attacking the basket and really going at the Husker defense. They didn't get to the line more than 3 or 4 times in the first half, which is something that, obviously is a big factor in games, especially when you're down and especially when the other team has the momentum. So I think that attacking the basket would have been beneficial for them instead of relying more on their outside shooting.
Yeah, the outside shooters, some of them shot well today. Thea Taylor and Melissa Dixon both having big games, but otherwise, three-point shot really not going in for the Hawkeyes, and that's kind of how they won yesterday. The outside shot was not working against Northwestern, only 1 for 12 in the first half, and they just started pounding inside, but Johnson and Doolittle pretty non-existent in today's game. Well, is there any positive that Iowa can take out of today's game? Nebraska really just imposed their will all afternoon.
Yeah, Nebraska did a great job on the boards. 16 offensive rebounds. And that is something that we talked to Jamie right after the game, and she said in order for their offense to be successful, their defense needs to dictate that. And today their defense didn't dictate any offense. Nebraska went all over the court, wherever they wanted to, pushing Iowa players around, really just playing their game, and Iowa allowed them to do that. And in order for Iowa to be successful going forward, they need to take those things away from this game, knowing that 16 offensive boards is not acceptable in order to get a win, and hopefully that's something they can change going forward.
Well, we talked to both Jamie Prunty and Sam Logic. They basically said as much, 16 offensive boards unacceptable, and they put it on themselves. Not that Nebraska was necessarily rebounding very well, but just that Iowa wasn't boxing out very well. Iowa's shifting defenses a lot, perhaps some confusion there, but they said no excuses for allowing that many box outs. Well, there could be one silver lining, though. Iowa, if they had won today, probably would have ended up an 8 or 9 seed. They are hosting a first and second rounds in the NCAA tournament. Now they'll probably drop off to a 10 or 11, but that means you don't have to face the dreaded 1 seed in the second round. So could be something positive there, as Iowa will have a couple of weeks to prepare for the NCAA tournament. Well, that'll do it for us from the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, as Iowa, for the 6th time since Nebraska has joined the Big Ten Conference, falls to the Huskers. They have not beaten them in the 2 years that Nebraska has been in the conference. For Kate Constable, Ian Martin, that was a road edition of the Full Court Press.